analyst for today. Like I mentioned, we do have Aditya Agarwala joining in with us as well. Aditya, very good afternoon. And let's start with your first stock that you picked out for us. That's Bharat Forge. Overall, in terms of Bharat Forge, what are you seeing as a level that you're keeping an eye out on? When you're looking at it in the last 6 months, we've seen 39 to 40% return. What is the outlook going forward?
Hi, good afternoon, Vidhi. Thanks for having the show. I think stock is poised to test new highs, already trading at life highs after a consolidation. Stock did witness a good breakout. I think from here on, stock at least has another 100 points on the upside. So 1550, 1570 is what I'm eyeing on the Bharat Forge. And after a good up move, stock went into a consolidation phase for a couple of trading sessions, and from there, stock has again broken out from that consolidation on good volumes. So I think even at current levels, one can definitely look at adding fresh positions in Bharat Forge with the stop loss just below 1440 and look for a target of 1550, 1570 on the upside. If I plot a moving average and a MACD on the charts, definitely all of them are pointing towards an extended up move in the coming trading sessions. So it's a thumbs up from my side as far as Bharat Forge is concerned.
Coming to you, let's talk about Balkrishna Industries and how is this one looking to you on the charts? It had a rough patch actually right after its earnings or so, and now the stock is still reeling under pressure. At least tried to make some comeback, but over the last 6 months, 3% downtick.
Oh, absolutely, Cheryl. And I think it's time for the stock to start outperforming as well. Because look at the likes of CH, JK Tyre, Apollo Tyres, all of them have outperformed in the recent times. This is one stock which has clearly underperformed the rest of the pack for its own reasons. But now I think it's time to look at the stock. It's broken out from an upward sloping trend line. And if it manages to sustain above 2560, 2570, sustain trade above these resistances, I think so. Stock will have a good up move all the way to 2700 to about 2750 on the upside. On the downside, 2500 is a good support area for the stock. So a good healthy risk to reward is what I'm seeing here, Cheryl. Just that it needs to cross these small hurdles between 2560 to about 2570. Once that is taken out, I think one should definitely go long in the stock. And plus, volumes have been also encouraging in the recent up move. So overall, I think it's a good looking stock.
Okay, it's a good looking stock, keeping an eye out on that one. But let's move on, talk about Oberoi Realty, because that's standing very pretty in trade today as well. It's up almost 9%. Last 5 days itself, we've seen 17% return. Now today, why we have picked out Oberoi Realty is that we have a brokerage note that's coming from Jefferies where they're maintaining a hold and hiked the target price for Oberoi Realty. The new target price at 1,548 rupees per share. Previous target price was 1,341 rupees per share. Strong response is what Oberoi Realty has managed to see for their new launches, which drove the pre-sales a sharp jump because of that in the pre-sale number, as well as the PNL was a beat in Q4. So yes, that's what is keeping Oberoi Realty Jefferies positive on Oberoi Realty, as well as FY24 pre-sales numbers were at 4,000 crores, which is much higher than when you compare to peers. Is the highlight that's come in, as well as the 15% premium on the NAV. They find limited upside here, Jefferies, for this, but still positive on the stock, keeping an eye out on this one. Hike the target price for this as well.
All right, this one is scaling high, just like all the skyscrapers in the city of
Actually,
Mumbai.
it's, when I'm looking at it, the stock has already beat their target price, but they still believe maybe that limited upside, so maybe a bit of a fall, but
Yes,
skyscaping, there's no stopping that.
Absolutely, Aditya. But what about Exide? Because if you're talking about Oberoi Realty seeing really a spectacular move, Exide is not behind, given the fact that it had this corporate announcement that actually helped that bulk of the move that we've seen in the last 1 month alone. What's your take coming for Exide? More scope of an upside, given the fact that fundamentally the stock is well poised for more gains?
Oh, absolutely, Cheryl. And I think if you take a look at last couple of weeks, the stock has just entered into a consolidation after that sharp up move post the announcement on good volumes. And like a typical and a classical consolidation phase, we are seeing drying up of the volumes as well. I'm waiting for a breakout above 490. So if you have to buy the stock at current levels, your immediate targets will be 490. And if 490 is taken out decisively, that's the breakout level. If that is taken out decisively on good volumes, I think stock will enter into a new orbit altogether and can test levels of 530 to about 540 on the upside. More of a positional trade, I like to buy and hold the stock in my portfolio because it's a very strong looking chart setup and rearing up to for a breakout on the upside. And then plus look at the RSI, it's just taken support at the 60 level. From there it's turned upwards. So that is a sign of a very strong chart setup on here. Definitely looks strong. One should look at fresh additions here.
And IRCTC, Aditya, this one is the latest rail PSU to make it to your list of a buy?
Those which has underperformed the rest of the pack. But off late, stock has started showing some signs of upbeat up move. I think a trade above these resistances of 1070 will take the stock to levels of 1150 to about 1160 on the upside. Even at current levels, I would not shy away from adding the stock in my portfolio. And above 1070, I would like to add fresh positions in the stock because I think stock is gearing up for a breakout. I also see a positive reversal on RSI as well, and plus MACD has given a positive crossover, bullish crossover. So overall, a very healthy looking chart setup again here. And given the fact that the rest of the railway packs have already started to outperform again, I think IRCTC will also do a catch-up play here.
Surely keeping an eye out on IRCTC. That was stock number 10, but I think about an IT name, Wipro, Aditya. What's the view on Wipro now? Last 6 months we've managed to, see the stock at least try to make a comeback, try to recover those losses that the IT sector has been seeing in terms of a return. So what's the view now for Wipro? Where do you see it headed?
Vinny, I think it's offering a good risk to reward after a good up move to 540, 550 kind of levels. Stock did see a kind of a pullback. And the interesting is the previous resistance is now acting as a support. So that's a sign of strength first. Second, I think it is trying to look at IT stocks again, and Wipro being one of them, which I think should see much higher levels from current levels. On the downside, 435, 440 is a good support area, and I see stock hitting levels of again 530, 540 on the upside. So the risk to reward is in favor of going long. It has taken support at the 200 DMA. From there, it's bounced back again. If I take a look at the RSI and the MACD, both are suggesting that the stock still is in a bull trend and should continue its up move in the coming trading session. So within the IT pack, I think Wipro is something that should be eyed on and definitely can see much higher levels if one has to go long now and hold on to it at least for a month.
And how is this one looking to you on the charts now? Do you think that after the rise, the fall, then the consolidation, the stock is worth a buy?
Absolutely, Cheryl. In fact, I think this is one stock which you should not miss at all. Add it in your portfolio. At current levels, the breakout is at 2500. Stock has been witnessing a 9-month long consolidation phase. And within this space, I think this is one of the stocks which is going to outperform big time. I have a target of 3000 on the upside, which is significant upside from current levels, but immediate targets could be 2600 to about 2800 on the upside. On the downside, stock has immediate supports at 2100 about 2200. 2200 also, I think Cheryl should not break on the downside. Plus, all the indicators are also suggesting a very strong up move is coming in the stock. So overall, it's a very healthy looking chart setup. I think one should definitely look at must-bound of about 2500. Stock will skyrocket to levels of 3000 in no time.
2500, keep an eye out on that, because after that, Aditya.
How is this one looking to you? Because this one once upon a time was a darling of most of the technical analysts, but the stock didn't perform well over the last 6 months. At least the way you can see it's been in the consolidatory phase. For the last 2-3 weeks, the stock has seen some spike. Do you think the spike is here to stay?
Absolutely, Cheryl, and it will again be the darling of all the technical analysts, in fact, fundamental analysts as well across the analyst community. April saw a very good jump for the stock, and then with the market correction and the volatility, stock did witness a bit of a pullback. What was interesting is it took support at the breakout point of that consolidation phase, and from there, stock has resumed its uptrend again. And stock has resumed its uptrend on good volumes. So overall, I think the start of a fresh up move in the stock has already resumed. On the upside, stock can test levels of 410, 415. These are immediate targets. On the downside, 400 is a very good support area. And the moving averages are seeing a positive crossovers. The shorter term moving averages are crossing over longer term moving averages. So overall, it's a very healthy looking chart setup. And I think so within the auto pack, this is one commercial space company which should be in your radar and will continue to outperform in the coming times.
That is Ashok Leland keeping an